Hello again, everybody. Dave Brown here at ringside, ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling. Today we've got the Internationals team here. They will be out just a little bit later on when the tag team action to get things kicked off today. Later on, you will see someone who is, well, I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. Anyway, let me just say that his opponent is going to be the superstar, Bill Dundee. Then we've got a tag team main event, which should be a fine one. Joey Maggs will be teaming with Jeff Gaylord to go against the Dirty White Boy and Dirty Doug Gilbert. Dirty White Gorilla, of course, will be in their corner. That is the action coming up. There's lots more in between, and we'll be back to get it all started in just a moment. Wake up. To get things underway in the ring, but first...
This is the happiest day of my life.
Why, Bruno?
Because I've been telling you for the past several weeks that a big merger was fixing to take place between the Honorable Tojo Yamamoto and the Internationals and downtown Bruno. And today's the day. Today's the day everything has come together. Today is a very special day. Maybe we should just cancel the rest of the wrestling show today because... Well, let me explain something to you. There's a very special celebration going on. We don't have time for anything else because today is Lou Fabiano Day.
Lou Fabiano Day? Who declared it? You?
Day. We all did. Tojo, myself, Samurai, the Sheik. We decided today was Lou Fabiano Day. As we got together, the Internationals, Tojo, and downtown Bruno have merged together. And Lou Fabiano is now, I think Tojo has given him a new name.
You're working inside.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Lou Fabiano, if you would come out here right now, please. Lou Fabiano, I know he's back there. Used to be the brawler. Here he is. It's your day.
It's his day. Lou Fabiano Day. Formerly called the New York Brawler.
We're all so excited. Hello. Are you excited? Yes, sir. CJ, we're all so happy. He's deserved it for a long time. And finally, the day has come. It is Lou Fabiano Day here on USWA Wrestling.
No, Sheik. Your new name, I give you a new name, Sheik Fabiano.
Sheik Fabiano. Officially a member of the Internationals, huh?
Now, white hair, blonde, you listen to him. His new name is Sheik Fabiano. You understand?
I hear you. Sheik Fabiano. It's his day. Oh, yeah. Oh, very good. Got the Arabic headdress and the whole thing.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Look at that. Tojo, can I have one of them too? You got one for me? You'll give me one? All right. All right.
Sheik, do you have anything to say on your day here?
Yeah. I'd like to thank my mother and father for bringing me into this lovely world here. And I wish they were here to see it, but they're not. So I'm just going to tell them to send them a telegram.
What about Bill
But it's great to be here.
What about
Bill Dundee? Wait till I get you in the ring today. I'm going to hurt you bad.
See, that's going to be the icing on the cake, so to speak, for this celebration. Because Lou Fabiano, Sheik Fabiano, I'm sorry, is going to take that punk Bill Dundee. He's going to ruin that legend. He's going to tarnish that legend, and all of a sudden we're going to have a new superstar, and I'm talking about Sheik Fabiano. Lou Fabiano Day. Isn't it great? It'll go down in the record book.
Lou Fabiano Day, now known as the Sheik. The Internationals talking about the great samurai at Sheik Hussein.
Don't forget one thing. On Lou Fabiano Day, it's like Fabiano says. It bees that way sometimes.
Yeah, okay. Downtown Bruno. Tojo has taken his original Internationals, I guess we can call them, up into the ring right now. Talking about Sheik Hussein and the great samurai. Tojo at ring.
Sheik wants to have 1 minute because he wants to pray for the Iraq Deva for the food and milk because all the baby is starving. Just a moment. I want 1 minute silence.
I don't think you're going to get silence, Tojo. Sheik Fabiano out there now. Trying to quiet the crowd, not working. Finally, the referee says, hey, enough of this. Let's just get the action underway. And that's what we're doing right now. It is Ken Raper starting against the great samurai. T.D. Steele is Ken Raper's partner back in the corner. Tag team action, and we are underway in the USWA today. The great samurai. Boy, this guy's big and tough. Tojo Yamamoto brought him in from Japan. Put him together then with Sheikh Abdul Hussein. And now downtown Bruno has just announced that the great merger has taken place, and the former New York brawler Lou Fabiano is now known as Sheik Fabiano and is a member of the International.
That's right, Dave. We're very proud to be associated with the International, with the Honorable Tojo Yamamoto on Lou Fabiano Day, you know. And everybody keeps saying USA, USA. But you know what USA stands for? Useless, stinking Americans, you know. The gas prices are great. I love it because I've got plenty of money to pay for that gas. And these other idiots, they don't even need to go any place if they ain't got no money to buy their gasoline. I think it's great. I love Iraq. I love Japan. I love Sheik Fabiano. I love Tojo. It's like Mama says, it bees that way sometimes.
Well, with those sentiments, we would love to hear you shut up and let us watch the wrestling match here, especially.
Look at that devastating move there by the Sheik.
Oh, look at that. Tojo Yamamoto. That's great. That's illegal as it can be with that kendo stick as he popped TD Steele in the head.
I seen it. I love it.
Through the ropes comes TD Steele. Look out. Here comes Tojo. Kendo stick raised, and he pounds TD across the back with it. Ken Raper trying to get over there to help him out. Help TD back up onto the ring apron. Sheik Hussein stomping him with those pointy-toe boots of his as TD tried to get back into the ring.
And here comes the great samurai with all his martial arts expertise. Right there, making a monkey out of a monkey. Look at TD Steele, just laying there like a big sack of potatoes. A big sack of rotten potatoes. And all those martial arts maneuvers are perfectly legal, Dave. You can't call it cheating. They're perfectly 158% legal, brother.
They've been legal so far, but when he jabs with a point of the fingers, at that point it becomes illegal. So keep your eyes open for that. I doubt if Bruno will be watching for that. That's illegal to rake a man across the eyes with your fingers like that.
I've seen it. I love it.
I don't care if you love it or not. It's still illegal, and we don't like it. Breaking the rules, disregarding the rules.
Look at the agility and the ability of the Sheik. Vaulting that top rope just like it wasn't even there. That's an athlete right there.
That's an athlete right there, too, as TD ducked under the clothesline. Over to the corner, the tag made on Ken Raper. Ken comes in there, not with much success, however, as he was stopped by the Sheik. Tag made on the great Samurai. Oh, Samurai with a great big chop as Ken Raper was coming off the rope.
Nobody gets up from this. Here comes the camel clutch. Nobody gets up from this. It's over. You may as well ring it right now, Dave.
Well, the referee says, in fact, Ken Raper has had to give it up. The camel clutch gets the victory for the Internationals. The team of Sheik Abdul Hussein, who is refusing to break the hold right now. And the great Samurai, who has just jumped in there going after TD Steele. TD trying to get him to help his partner, Ken Raper. Finally, the Sheik breaks it.
We'd like to dedicate that victory to Lou Fabiano on Lou Fabiano Day.
Sheik Fabiano having his day and celebrating with his new teammates here as they have, in fact, come up with a victory in 3 minutes, 7 seconds. The team of the Internationals with Tojo Yamamoto and downtown Bruno gets the win. We'll be back with more action for you after this.
Attention wrestling fans, there'll be no wrestling at the Evansville Coliseum this Wednesday night, but the USWA returns to the Evansville Coliseum on November 7th, Wednesday, November 7th. Make your plans to be there. USWA fans in and around Campbellsburg, Indiana, we're headed your way on Thursday, November 8th. West Washington High School. Tickets on sale at the high school. Save $1 on advance tickets. On that card, Southern title match, bull rope match. Jeff Jarrett takes on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. USWA tag title as Brickhouse Brown and Danny Davis take on the Dirty White Boy and Dirty Doug Gilbert for the titles with the Dirty White Girl in their corner. Also, superstar Phil Dundee will team with Joey Maggs to take on Sheik Abdul and Samurai with Tojo Yamamoto. Brickhouse Brown battles the Dirty White Boy. Danny Davis takes on Doug Gilbert. All of that action in Campbellsburg on Thursday, November 8th at the West Washington High School. You be there. And wrestling fans in Jasper, Indiana, the USWA has a big card coming your way on Thursday night, November 29th at the National Guard Armory. And we'll see you in Evansville next Wednesday night.
You know, November the 8th in Campbellsburg, Indiana, this is a very important day for me. Not only am I involved in a USWA Southern Heavyweight Championship match, a belt that means everything in this area, that means the #1 contention spot for the USWA World Heavyweight Champion, Jerry the King Lawler. Well, Jeff Jarrett, I'm going to step in the ring with you in Campbellsburg, Indiana on November the 8th in a Texas bull rope match for the Southern Heavyweight title. They're going to take a bull rope. They're going to attach it to each one of our wrists. There's going to be a cowbell in the middle. We can use it any way we want to. And you know, as far as I'm concerned, Jeff Jarrett, not only am I going to use that cowbell there, I'm going to bring a few other things with me, too. I might look over to my right. There might be Sam Bass there. I might look over to my left. There might be my brother Dirty Doug there. He's on the card. You know, you better bring your family. You better bring all the good people there in Campbellsburg, because I'm going to walk out the Southern Heavyweight Champion.
Got more action coming up here very shortly. First, want to take just a couple of minutes to kind of review the situation regarding the Unified World title. Speaking of the title, here comes the man who holds it right there, the King, Jerry Lawler. Headed this way, saying hello to the fans as he makes his way around to the desk here. Want to get him to comment on the contenders for that title, actually. We've got the top 10 contenders for the USWA title. King, come on around and have a seat, and let's discuss this situation a little bit. Since you are certainly very interested in how this list stacks up here. What we've got is the top 10 list of contenders for this belt right here, ranked
like a
in
David
order.
Letterman top 10
No. This one is absolutely serious, ranked by the USWA Championship Committee. Interesting changes in the list this week, which we'll kind of talk about as we go along. One thing I think is worth noting on here is that you have wrestled all but about 3 people on this list, who maybe we can talk about that as we go along on it. Why don't we just kind of get started with the number 10 man on the list. New to the list this week, Ricky Steamboat, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He was not ranked last week. He makes the list this week because the committee reviewed his record, and he has issued a challenge not only for you, but also says he'll wrestle any of the contenders to move up on the list. So Ricky Steamboat, number 10 on the list this week.
Exactly right. I mean, you know, it's no secret. Everybody knows what an impressive wrestler Ricky Steamboat is. He's been in, gosh, I guess every major organization or federation or whatever you want to say. And now he is wrestling basically independently. And like you said, he has contacted the USWA officials and issued a challenge to me for this Unified World title. And so, you know, I've told the USWA officials that it doesn't really matter to me who they want me to wrestle, or I'll wrestle any of them. But the situation is, I guess, like, you know, with this top 10 list, you're going to have to basically go through the ranks and wrestle. I'm going to have to wrestle the guys that are considered by the USWA officials at least to be top 10 contenders. And now with Ricky Steamboat, a guy like Ricky Steamboat being in at number 10, that shows you what kind of a list of talent they have right here, you know.
You're exactly right. Well, in working up the list, you yourself have had to do that on numerous occasions as you were trying to become world champion.
Ricky Steamboat also, by the way, is one of the guys that I've never wrestled Ricky Steamboat. So it'll be an interesting match.
Very good. We'll see what happens. Ricky Steamboat, number 10. Number 9, Mr. Excitement, he's calling himself now. Dick Slater. He's down, though. He was number 6 on the list last week. This week, number 9.
Well, he's had several technical losses, I understand. That
yes.
This is you know, Slater's, he reminds me a lot of Terry Funk in the fact that he's a little bit of a maniac, kind of a wild guy, and he roughs up the officials, and he's gotten several technical losses in the past week, I think.
So, and as a result, he drops down to slot number 9. Number 8, Bam Bam Bigelow. He was number 9 last week, up 1 slot.
Yeah, now here's a guy that is never any fun to wrestle. This guy, he's as tough as they come. You know, I've told a lot of people, I get asked often who's the toughest wrestler that I've ever been in the ring against, and he has to be he's in the top 10 list of that also.
Gotta agree with you. Number 7, Dr. Death, Steve Williams. He was number 8 last week. He's also up 1 slot.
Yeah, another one of the guys that I've never been in the ring against. Seen a lot of him, heard a lot about him. He's tough, but never actually had a chance to wrestle Steve Williams. But you know, that's one of the things that you always look forward to. You know, you hear about these guys and their reputations, how tough they're supposed to be, and you always like to find out just how tough they really are. So I'm looking forward to a shot at Steve Williams too.
He's number 7. Number 6 is Captain Redneck, Dick Murdoch. Captain Redneck, yes indeed. He's number 6.
Yeah, you know, this you said there are 3 wrestlers in the top 10 that I've never faced. He's the other one. Never wrestled Dickie. He's a big you know, when you look at a guy, he's from Texas. He doesn't really necessarily look that much like a wrestler. He's just sort of like a big, raw-boned farm guy or something like that. But believe me, I understand that he's about as tough as nails, and he deserves that number 6 ranking there.
That's Dick Murdoch. And then number 5, and here is, well, maybe not a surprise, but certainly the biggest jump in the list this week, because he wasn't even in the top 10 rankings last week. Mean Mark Callis all the way up to number 5.
Yeah, well, he you know, he did very well in the tournament. He won a match, and then in the match that I was able to get a victory over him in, I wasn't able to pin the guy. You know, he didn't get pinned. It was a deal where he got a technical loss in the match. So he's been wrestling in the NWA. His record there has been very, very impressive. Beat a lot of guys. I understand he even had a non-title win over Sting and a lot of the different wrestlers over there that he beat. So he's you know, he's jumped right up to, well, nearly the top of the list there.
Yeah, he's tough,
big
too.
Guy.
Yes,
big
indeed.
Guy.
Very big guy. Number 4 is not so tall, but still tough. Superstar Bill Dundee.
Yeah. You know, he's as I said before, whenever I get asked who's some of the toughest wrestler I ever faced, it's really, really difficult to actually name one guy. But I can say that some of the toughest matches that I've ever had in my entire career have been against Bill Dundee. He's not, you know, he's not the strongest, he's not the biggest, probably not the toughest wrestler around. But when it gets down to business, he can be as hard to beat as anybody I've ever wrestled.
You're right. And then number 3 on the list, and I know you don't like seeing this name here, Eddie Gilbert, but he is the number 3 contender.
Well, you know, all I can say when I see a name like Eddie Gilbert in his number 3 position, you know, he's made a name for himself, but I don't think he's doing it by. I don't think he's made a name for himself by actually beating any top contenders. I don't think he deserves to be that high. I don't think he even deserves to be in the top 10 as far as top wrestlers you know, capable of wrestling for a world heavyweight championship. I think he takes every shortcut he can. I think when you do stunts like he pulled in the parking lot and that sort of thing, you know, I don't think he deserves that kind of ranking.
Well, he is number 3 according to the committee. Number 2 on the list, Terry Funk.
Yeah. Terry Funk opened a lot of eyes in the tournament, especially. You know, this guy's like he's like a living legend. I mean, what can you say about Terry Funk? He's completely a wild man. One of the things you notice about Terry Funk when he goes into a match, when he goes into an arena, when the bell rings, I mean, he has absolutely no regard whatsoever for his own body, for his own safety, so you know he's going to have even less for you. I mean, this guy really is like, when that bell rings, you know, it's the old saying, you look in his eyes, the lights are on, but there's nobody home there. And believe me, he'll do anything and everything to, sometimes he's not even doing it to win. Sometimes he's just out there to punish and hurt his opponents, you know.
Just out there running wild. Yeah. Terry Funk, number 2. And, of course, oh, by the way, before we show you the number 1 contender, there are 2 wrestlers who fell out of the rankings this week, Austin Idol and Jimmy Valiant. Austin Idol due to an injury, and Valiant fell out because of a big loss or 2.
Yeah. You got to, you know, you got to be real careful when you're ranked in the top 10. If you don't take every match very, very seriously and be prepared for every match, you lose a couple of matches during the week, and man, you're out of there. But there's always somebody that's right on your heels, nipping at your heels, trying to get into that top 10 position. And so, you know, Jimmy lost a couple of matches and dropped out of the top 10. Idol, as you said, something I'm real happy about. He sustained a little bit of an injury at the hands of Bill Dundee and myself, and so he's unable to wrestle for a while, is what I hear. So he's not going to be ranked in the top 10 for a while, too.
And the number 1 contender, no real surprise here, since you know the holder of the Southern Belt is always the number 1 contender. It is still Jeff Jarrett, number 1 in line to go for this unified title.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, it's a unique situation. I wouldn't think that probably a lot of the fans out there would watch this and not necessarily say that Jeff is has the experience or the size or the I don't know, tenaciousness of like a Terry Funk. But by the same token, you cannot deny the fact that he is the Southern Heavyweight Champion and has been the case in this area for forever. The Southern Heavyweight Champion is the number 1 contender for the world title. And so, you know, you can't argue with the fact that if he's the champion, he deserves that ¡1 ranking.
I got to agree with that and agree with you on that situation.
I will say this. If I had my choice of wrestling any wrestlers in the top 10, I'd rather wrestle Jeff than any of the rest of them, though.
How interesting.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I think I look at Jeff and I still say that here's a guy that's still on the rise. You know, I think that he's got all the ability and you know, I think his biggest part of his career is naturally still in front of him.
I
just a young guy.
absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree. A star is still on the rise, no doubt about it. There you have the top 10 list of the USWA contenders, and the man who holds the belt that all of them would like to have, the World Unified title, Jerry the King Lawler.
All right, thank you very much. I just want to briefly say one quick thing about Jeff Jarrett. He's involved in a situation where you're talking about the #1 contender and the #3 contender. One thing I'm always interested in watching is the fact when some of these guys get together, the way the rules are now in the USWA, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. So when these guys in this top 10 get losses pinned on them, brother, that drops their contention down. So Jeff Jarrett is going to be going against Eddie Gilbert, and after what Eddie Gilbert, the stunts that he's pulled on not only myself but on Jeff out here the last few weeks, this is going to be a big match. Matter of fact, I think, do you have?
I was just going to say maybe we can take a look at some of the action that has already occurred between Jeff Jarrett.
I can just say that I know what Jeff Jarrett has got in store for Eddie Gilbert, and I think that after this week, you can look for maybe Eddie Gilbert to be dropping on down that list of contenders there.
Let's take a look at this action right here.
Eddie Mullen gives you all the matches you want. That's all it's ever going to be, isn't it?
Come on, guys.
They're going to protect you. Is Granddad Mullen will come out here and protect you, huh? Hey, Eddie. Huh? Is your dad going to come out here and set all the matches for you? No one's ever going to give me a title.
Hey, you just wait just a minute. You know what I think your problem is, Gilbert? I think you're a little mentally deranged because ever since you've come back in this area, you've tried to make a name off of Jerry Lawler, and now you're going to try to do it to me. But I think your problem is you're going through a stinking divorce, and this is your
don't
second.
Talk about my personal. You don't talk about my personal life that way out here. No, you just mad because I'm telling the truth about your old man, about Eddie Mullen, and all your matches.
No.
That's all you care about. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why he's in this tournament.
Hey, Eddie Gilbert, you're just a little bit off. You know why? Because Jerry Lawler has stayed around this territory for his whole career and made a name. And that's
looking at the new king.
No, you're not. Yeah. I'm going to stay around here. Yeah, Lawler's got offers to go all over the world for every federation in the country. He doesn't go. I've got offers, and I don't go. You went, you tried, and you found out you couldn't do it.
No, that's not true. I did good.
No,
I did good. I left here and I did good. You can't say
why don't you just get out of here?
Well, I'll leave.
Yeah, you better leave.
Come on, Eddie. Eddie Gilbert, I don't know.
Where's Jerry Jarrett and Eddie Mullen at now? Get your dad out here.
Head's cut open. Hit him with that shoe. Come on, Eddie. Eddie Gilbert jumping Jeff Jarrett. Said he was leaving, turned and blindsided Jeff. And cut him wide open. Right in the forehead. Oh, Jeff nails Eddie Gilbert. There's Eddie Marlin out. Eddie, be careful. There they are battling on the floor. Here comes Sam Lowe out. See if the two of them can get them apart. Oh, Eddie Gilbert has just knocked Sam Lowe, his manager, down to the mat. Let's get some more help out here. If anybody's watching a monitor, here comes Doug Gilbert. Here come Bill Dundee, Danny Davis, Jeff Gaylord, Brickhouse Brown. Well, they've got them separated now, Craig. But not for long. Yeah, the question is, well, Jeff not happy with some of the things that Eddie had said. Anyway, these two just said there's no love lost between them. They pointed out they are both second-generation wrestlers. But I I can tell you for a fact that Jeff Jarrett and I must say, in fairness, Eddie Gilbert, they have both earned whatever they have won in the wrestling business by doing it in matches. I see Tony Anthony, Dirty White Boy, out here trying to help out, too. Again, they've got them apart. Well, that was the situation with Eddie Gilbert and Jeff Jarrett right here.
You're right, Dave Brown. You know that Eddie Gilbert's the new Southern Heavyweight Champion, the new king. How about that?
No, he isn't either.
But just a matter of time. He'll be new king. Here he is right here.
Here he is right here. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert.
That's right, Dave. I want to make this brief and straight to the point. There's no more to be said, Jeff Jarrett. Jerry Lawler, you can say out here, you can say all day that I shouldn't be the number 3 contender. Well, you're right. I shouldn't be number 3. I should be number 1. And after this week, when all the pieces to the puzzle are put together, when the new king of wrestling, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, walks out of the ring with the Southern Heavyweight title, then, right out here on live television in living color, I am going to be pronounced the new king of professional wrestling, the Southern Heavyweight Champion, and then Lawler, I'm coming after the World Heavyweight title.
It'll have to be done in the ring, not by declaration of Sam Bass Lowe out here. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
Attention wrestling fans, there'll be no wrestling at the Evansville Coliseum this Wednesday night, but the USWA returns to the Evansville Coliseum on November 7th, Wednesday, November 7th. Make your plans to be there. USWA fans in and around Campbellsburg, Indiana, we're headed your way on Thursday, November 8th. West Washington High School. Tickets on sale at the high school. Save $1 on advance tickets. On that card, Southern title match, bull rope match. Jeff Jarrett takes on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. USWA tag title as Brickhouse Brown and Danny Davis take on the Dirty White Boy and Dirty Doug Gilbert for the titles, with the Dirty White Girl in their corner. Also, superstar Bill Dundee will team with Joey Maggs to take on Sheik Abdul and Samurai with Tojo Yamamoto. Brickhouse Brown battles the Dirty White Boy. Danny Davis takes on Doug Gilbert. All of that action in Campbellsburg on Thursday, November 8th at the West Washington High School. You be there. And wrestling fans in Jasper, Indiana, the USWA has a big card coming your way on Thursday night, November 29th at the National Guard Armory. And we'll see you in Evansville next Wednesday night.
Happy about this, but here are the brand new USWA Tag Team Champions, the World Champions, with the belts around their waists, Dirty Doug Gilbert and Dirty White Boy Tony Anthony with Dirty White Girl.
You know, Dave Brown, it was brought to our attention that Brickhouse Brown is having a little trouble getting a date, you know, with any type of woman walking the face of the earth. So, you know, the White Girl, myself, and Doug, we kind of felt sorry for Brickhouse, so we got in touch with the lady that cleans Kim's, she cleans Kim's house and all this, and we talked to her, and after we persuaded her and everything, and she wasn't too good looking, but thanks to Kimberly's Cosmetics, we've got you a date, Brickhouse Brown. If you can get a close-up of this, we've got you a new woman, boy. Huh? Now take a good look right there, baby. And you know, if they was to get married, they wouldn't even have to change their last name, because this is Sweet Georgia Brown.
I hope you're enjoying yourself there. That brick house with silly
but
makeup
you know, Dave
on.
Brown, getting down to business, there's a lot of top contenders. Top contenders? Yeah. Hold it. I just so happen to have, Tony, a top contenders list. Right here with me today. I sure do. I'm glad you mentioned that. It wasn't.
For the world titles, the contenders list.
Tag titles, the top contention list right here, Dave Brown. We have the Fabulous Kangaroos. You know, they're a real tough team. Tough team.
Fabulous Kangaroos.
Yeah, real tough team. Then we also have Don and Al Green.
Oh, come on. Don and Al Green.
Vicious team. Very vicious.
They were, yeah.
Oh, what's this, Tony? Third, Ken Raper and Freezer Thompson. How'd that get on there? We won't even mention them.
Scratch it off.
Okay, scratch it off. Fourth, Kurt and Carl Von Bronner. They're very tough.
Kurt and Carl, what decade are you guys in? You're talking about 60s and 70s people who were talking.
As far as we go down, Bearcat Brown and Lynn Rossi. Oh, wait a minute now. Bearcat Brown and Lynn Rossi. Oh, me. Then we go to the interns. We have those interns.
The interns with Ken Ramey hadn't been around for 15 years.
Oh, yes, he has, Dave. Then we go on down. We have Don Carson and the Red Shadow. There was big names. I don't know about it.
They were big names in 1971, yeah.
And then we get down to one of the tougher teams, The mighty Yankees, Frank and Eddie Stone. Double tough team, double tough,
I don't
Tony.
know if I want that.
But then we're going down to about number 100 on the contingency list, Dave. We have Brickhouse Brown and Danny Davis. What about that? They don't even deserve a towel shot. But when they get in the ring with us this week, Dave Brown, they're going to get the living stew beat out of them, right, Dirty White Boy?
You know, I can't understand that Brickhouse Brown and Danny Davis actually wants a shot at these World Tag Team titles. I can't. What,
Let me
baby?
explain this. You know, at first, Dirty White Boy and Dirty Doug Gilbert did not want to put the titles on the line.
Yeah.
So, being the bright and intelligent person I am, I come up with another one of my great ideas. So, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert came to me, and he told me that if I could get that $5,000 back that Danny Davis stole off, you know, Doug Gilbert.
He didn't steal it. He won it.
So they never beat
If I
us.
could get it back, he would give me half of it, and I sure do have a long shopping list. So, you guys put up the money, or you don't get the title shot, and that's all there is. That's all there is to it, and the Queen of Cool has spoken.
I guess you heard that right there. It's plain and simple. $5,000, boys, and you get a shot at this. If not, you're just another name in the bag. Later, Dave.
Well, later, Dirty White Boy and Dirty Doug Gilbert and Dirty White Girl, but I can almost guarantee you that Danny Davis and Brickhouse Brown will be there with the $5,000 to put up against those belts because they think they can take those guys and win the championship. Oh, you're happy again, Bruno. Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest day of the year, Chic Fabiano Day, the greatest day in the history of professional wrestling. I'm so excited. This is it for Bill Dundee. No more Bill Dundee.
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. Bill Dundee coming out here right now, escorted by the USWA ring girls, climbs up onto the ring apron and will step through the ring, and we will just see how happy Chic Fabiano and Chic, now I guess he's got the headgear on, Downtown Bruno are going to be when this is all said and done. Bill Dundee.
Call me the Ayatollah. I'm the Ayatollah Bruno now.
I got a lot of things I'd like to call you, Bruno. Dundee going against Fabiano, the brand new Chic Fabiano. It's Lou Fabiano Day, says Downtown Bruno, as they came out here celebrating earlier. Just to review, in case you joined us late, Downtown Bruno made the announcement today that he and Tojo Yamamoto have put together a merger they've been working on for a number of weeks, and they announced that the deal is done now. So the Internationals, the team of the Great Samurai, and Sheikh Abdul Hussein have been joined by Lou Fabiano, the former New York Brawler, under the tutelage of Downtown Bruno. Whoa! Now Sheikh Fabiano. Bill Dundee just kind of ran by and stomped on the fingers of Downtown Bruno. Bruno was yelling at the referee and had his hands resting on the ring. And Dundee nailed him. Dundee over to remind Downtown Bruno to stay down off the ring apron. Tojo Yamamoto, you saw him right there. He's got a kendo stick.
See what happens? I love it. I love every minute of it.
I see that. Oh, see that? Tojo Yamamoto jabbing Dundee in the rib cage with that kendo stick. I know you didn't see that. Downtown Bruno. There's a press by Dundee. Count of 2, count of 3. He got it. So you can talk about the merger all you want. You can talk about Lou Fabiano Day all you want. You can talk about the Sheik. But the fact remains, the crowd is chanting Dundee, Dundee, Dundee. He has just defeated Lou Fabiano.
Ruined Sheik Day today.
Ruined the Sheik's day. Yes, he did ruin the Sheik's day. Lou Fabiano on his day has one problem. He couldn't win the match he was booked in spite of having all that help back in his corner with Tojo Yamamoto, Bruno, and standing not far off, the team of the Internationals.
That jerk ruined our day because everybody knows Bill Dundee was pulling on his tights. There's no way he could finish Chic Fabiano like that.
He wasn't pulling on his tights. He pinned him right there, fair and square, 1, 2, 3, and that is it. We'll take a break. We'll be back on Lou Fabiano Day in just a moment. All right, I want to take a moment here to talk to a couple of guys. Here they come right here. Nightmare Danny Davis Brickhouse Brown and Joey Maggs with him, too, headed this way. I have something to present to Mr. Davis as he makes his way around, greeting all the fans. The very popular Danny Davis. Danny, welcome back here.
Dave?
Doing good. Brickhouse and Joey Maggs, before we get going here, something I forgot to give you last week, that you earned, the second of these that you have earned, a $2,500 check signed by Eddie Gilbert because, again, you were able to beat Doug.
That's right. I was so excited last week about the performance of Joey Maggs and myself in that tag match, I forgot to pick up this check. Today, you got all three of us out here. How about it, Brickster?
Let me tell you something right now. I'm not out here to have a good time. Dirty white boy, you got the name right. You are a boy. Because you don't know how to handle that trash you got alongside you. I have problems with my woman. I'm in the doghouse right now. But I do know how to keep her in line, if you know what I mean. And I got so many offers I'm receiving every day for some woman that's saying, Brickhouse, get me in your corner, baby, and I'll take care of that dirty white trash you having problems with. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I've been in the ring against this man, and he's one of the toughest persons I've ever had to face. But now we hooking up, and it's going to be pain, agony, and you're going to be singing the blues when we turn you loose. This week, we got some title matches coming up.
You got it, Brick.
You're going to be down, and you're going to be
got
taken
it. Well, you know, Brick, they said the only way that we could get a title shot was if we put up the $5,000 that I won from Doug Gilbert. Well, let me tell you something. I've got enough confidence in Brickhouse Brown because I know how tough he is. These people know that he can get bucked with the rest of them. So, brother, let me tell you something. I know what I can do. And you know that top 10 list you was out here about the champions and the titles? Don and Al Green. Well, let me tell you something. Each one of those men that you spoke of has got more talent in their little finger than you guys have got your whole stinking body. Well, let me tell you something. Nightmare Danny Davis and Brickhouse Brown are going to face you this week for title shot. My $5,000 against your belt, and we're going to take them, Dave. That's a promise.
Very good. You got a match right here. Go ahead.
Danny, I want to thank you for all the help you've been giving me. I really appreciate it. I feel like I've improved a lot. But there's something I want to ask you about. Like, what do I do in a situation like in Louisville the other night where that guy had a hold of...
Don't worry about it, Joey. Don't worry about it. We'll just take that as experience. We'll learn from there, okay? Let me go to this match. Just watch this match and learn something. Don't worry about it.
All right, Joey. Danny Davis, I'll hold it for you, and I'll make sure you get it back here today, too. Danny Davis headed to the ring along with Brickhouse Brown. The Twilight Zone is there. Twilight Zone's got a manager with him today, none other than Boss Winters.
Bringing over the USWA today, the shining light of the Twilight Zone.
All right, well, let's see how you do with it, boss. You going against one of the ruggedest tag teams in the USWA. Brickhouse Brown starting out, and his partner, Nightmare Danny Davis. The Twilight Zone, Nebula and Quasar. That's Nebula in there right now. Off the rope. Whoa, big upper arm by Brickhouse Brown. And Boss, the Twilight Zone not doing so well right now. Boss is steamed about it. Yelling at the referee over in the corner. There goes the Twilight Zone into the corner. The tag made. Danny Davis and Brickhouse Brown waiting on him. High in the air. They dump him on his back. Brickhouse steps out on the apron. Danny Davis is there. Double team, says Boss Winter. He's yelling and screaming about it. Meanwhile, Danny Davis, I think he may have popped him with a fist. Referee Jerry Calhoun warning him about that. Quasar gets hit by the clothesline as he came springing off the rope. Danny Davis snaps him up, drops him back with a suplex. Danny Davis over to the corner, makes the tag on Brickhouse Brown. They sling him into the rope. Double clothesline coming off of there, and Boss Winter is livid. He said they're double teaming him again. Brickhouse Brown asks for the support of the crowd. They say, go ahead. He drops down with the upper arm. Brickhouse Brown pops Quasar down to the mat. Brickhouse round behind him, dumps him down on the mat. Boss Winter was screaming he had his tights pulled. He did not. That was a nice clean move by Brickhouse Brown. Oh, look out, they got Danny Davis backed into a corner. Boss Winter up on the ring apron, distracting the referee, while the Twilight Zone doubles up on Danny Davis. Brickhouse Brown came in to help out, and that got it back to 1 against 1. They send both of them into the rope. A double backdrop coming off of there. Brickhouse Brown picks up Quasar. Danny Davis picks up Nebula. Together they go in the center of the ring. Danny Davis picks up Quasar. Nebula's rolled out of the ring, and the Twilight Zone in trouble here. Danny lets him go by. Brickhouse forces him to the mat. Covers. Count as 1, 2. It's over. Boss Winter got nailed too. He got knocked off the apron down to the floor, and the celebration is underway as Danny Davis and Brickhouse Brown put together a victory in this match here. Back to the drawing board for Boss Winter and the Twilight Zone. Your winners, Danny Davis, Brickhouse Brown. We'll return with more USWA action.
Attention wrestling fans, there'll be no wrestling at the Evansville Coliseum this Wednesday night, but the USWA returns to the Evansville Coliseum on November 7th, Wednesday, November 7th. Make your plans to be there. USWA fans in and around Campbellsburg, Indiana, we're headed your way on Thursday, November 8th. West Washington High School. Tickets on sale at the high school. Save $1 on advance tickets. On that card, Southern title match, bull rope match. Jeff Jarrett takes on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. USWA tag title as Brickhouse Brown and Danny Davis take on the Dirty White Boy and Dirty Doug Gilbert for the titles, with the Dirty White Girl in their corner. Also, superstar Bill Dundee will team with Joey Maggs to take on Sheik Abdul and Samurai with Tojo Yamamoto. Brickhouse Brown battles the Dirty White Boy. Danny Davis takes on Doug Gilbert. All of that action in Campbellsburg on Thursday, November 8th at the West Washington High School. You be there. And wrestling fans in Jasper, Indiana, the USWA has a big card coming your way on Thursday night, November 29th at the National Guard Armory. And we'll see you in Evansville next Wednesday night.
You know, Jeff, Thursday, November the 29th, we're going to be in Jasper, Indiana at the National Guard Army. That's on the 29th. But Thursday, November the 8th, we're going to be in Campbellsburg, Indiana at the West Washington High School. And what a card we got. Yours truly, Bill Superstar Dundee, and Joey Maggs is going to be taking on the Samurai and the Sheik, and Tojo Yamamoto will probably be there. But you got you a bull rope match with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert for this belt, right?
That's exactly right. Next week, we're coming back to Evansville. But I want to talk about West Washington High, Campbellsburg, Indiana, and Eddie Gilbert. You know, Hot Stuff, you've been running around this area trying to make your name on Jerry Lawler, and you found out you couldn't get the job done. And now you're trying to make it on yours truly. Well, Eddie Gilbert, you better get ready. Because when I walk to that ring, I'm going to stick my wrist out, and you can put that bull rope as tight around as you want. Because on the other end, you're going to be there, and in between us, there's going to be a belt. And Eddie Gilbert, you're never going to see this belt. And, boy, you better get ready, because you're going to see a lot of that belt. That's going to be Thursday night in Campbellsburg, and that's a promise.
That's right. We're going to be watching your back, Jeffro.
Well, coming out right now, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert has got a few things to say. Sam Bass Lowe is with him, too. I'm sure he's going to be talking about some of this action coming up this week.
How you doing, Dave?
Well, I'm doing fine.
I didn't see you too long a while ago, did I?
No, you didn't.
I missed on you something. You know what I think I ought to do? Is start a Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert wrestling school. I could mold, I could put together the greatest wrestling army in wrestling. They look at this is what I did right here with Sam Bass. I mean, look at him just a second. And you know, I just noticed that Bill Dundee's son Jamie was here earlier. He's here today. Yeah. And I would like, if I can, to call Jamie out here. If Jamie Dundee can hear my voice, I would like for him to come on here. Because, Dave, I'm interested in any young upstarts, especially if they're a son of a wrestler, like Bill Dundee, Jamie Dundee, Jerry Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett. Is Jamie Dundee around? Can we get Jamie Dundee out here?
Maybe he's just not interested in talking to you, perhaps, huh?
I just want to talk to him about his career.
Well, here he comes. There's Jamie.
Come here, Jamie. I've known Jamie since he's a little young pup. Come on out here, Jamie. See, Jamie's with the times. Jamie's with the times. Look, he looks like a new kid's on the block. No, it's okay, really. Really, it's okay. Come here. Take my hand. Come here. I can be your friend for life. We can sign a pact together. Listen, Jamie, I really want to tell you something. Your dad is a legend in this area. You know, you should be very proud of your dad, but I got to say this. At least you're a little bit more hip than your old man. At least you dress the right...
Don't be out here talking about my dad or anything. You know, this is Jamie Dundee now and me going to
going to do my own thing now. It has nothing to do with Bill Dundee.
Okay, well, I know you're at a crossroads in your life. You're at a time when you want to make a decision which way to go, who to go with, whether you stay with your dad or what have you. I think what you should do, see, your dad Bill's got Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler and those guys to be pals with. Why don't you come with the new movement in wrestling? Come with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Come with the new King. I'll take you under my wing. Look what I've done for Sam Bass. Look, Dave, what I did.
That don't look like you've done too much for him to me.
You're exactly right. Since Sam Bass has been with him, he has not improved one bit, Jamie.
I don't think so at all. I don't think he's improved none.
All right.
I mean,
Well, I can understand you being proud of your dad, Bill Dundee. I'm proud of my dad, Tommy Gilbert. I can understand that. What I'm telling you is we should get together. We should be together. You should be on my side. You can start coming down to the ring with me. You can do whatever you want to do with
Downtown Bruno and Tojo.
what you think, man? I beat him in the first match.
What you say? You call yourself, you wrestler, you call yourself a man? Huh? You call yourself a man? You look like a midget. You understand? Huh? Look, with my experiences, what I learned about wrestling today, you just learning now. You understand? Huh? You understand? If I was you, I go home. You must drink. You must get your body big. You must go home, drink your mama's milk. I tell you what, your father is a punk.
Wait a minute. Now, let me tell you. I told Eddie Gilbert, and I'll tell you, you leave my father out of this. This has to do with me and him and you or whatever. You leave my father out of this.
I tell you what, I tell you again, your father is a punk, and you is a punk, and your mother.
Jamie Dundee going after Tojo Yamamoto. He's got the kendo stick. Now after Downtown Bruno, Jamie has told all of them, look, don't insult my family. You talk about me all you want to. Oh, my goodness, been jumped now by the Internationals. Look out, it's about 5-1. Well, Eddie Gilbert and Sam Low Bass are not staying around to help out. That's the kind of friend they're going to be to you if you're not careful there, Jamie. Here comes Bill Dundee out. Bill nailed Sheik Hussein, and now Sheik Fabiano, then the Great Samurai. But now they've got Bill tied up 3 against 1 here, while Tojo continues to hammer Jamie Dundee with that kendo stick. Bill Dundee, they've got him down on the floor, choking him, while Bruno and Tojo are punching and kicking Jamie Dundee. It's going to take some more help here. Jamie Dundee being kicked and jabbed with a kendo stick. You can see right there. Meanwhile, Bill Dundee, they've got him down on the floor, and Sheik Hussein is choking him. Here comes some help. The King has just arrived and nails Lou Fabiano, and now they all decide it's time to get out of here. Boy, I wish they'd made the decision a bit earlier. The King helping up Bill Dundee and Jamie Dundee as they were double and triple and quadruple teamed in some cases there. Jamie's basically all right. Took quite a beating there with that kendo stick from Tojo, but it looks like he's going to be all right. Well, while they collect themselves, let's take a break. We'll be back. We got more ring action to go today. Today, I tell you what, we have had quite a day with the Internationals out here. Downtown Bruno coming out early and declaring it Lou Fabiano Day. And he announced that, Bruno did, that he and Tojo had finally been able to reach an agreement. They had been talking about it, at least Bruno had been talking about it for a couple of weeks, getting together with Tojo and the Internationals and forming the, well, he didn't call it that today, but he had in previous weeks called it the International Connection. What the official title ends up, I don't know, don't really care. I know they are going to be a formidable group to contend with, unhappily, throughout the USWA. The Internationals, of course, Sheik Abdul Hussein, who had earlier teamed up with Tojo's Great Samurai, who he brought in from Japan. And the three of them were potent enough. But now you put Downtown Bruno and Lou Fabiano, who has been renamed by Tojo Sheik Fabiano. So you put all of them together, and you've got quite a group to deal with in the weeks ahead all around the territory. Also today, superstar Bill Dundee was going against Sheik Lou Fabiano after all the conversation and all the celebration and what have you, and Bruno coming out here happy as he could be. It was Sheik Lou Fabiano Day, and he had a special match against Bill Dundee. The ring was surrounded. Tojo was there. Bruno was there. The rest of the internationals were here, and yet Fabiano spoils his entire day with a little help from superstar Bill Dundee when Fabiano couldn't even win his match on Lou Fabiano Day. So that kind of brought an end to that celebration right there. Danny Davis and Brickhouse Brown together as a tag team. They have said they are going to be looking for the Dirty White Boy and Dirty Doug Gilbert and Dirty White Girl in matches around the territory. Got off to a pretty good start today as they defeated the Twilight Zone in a match here. So that was our action in the ring. We had quite a day, and of course all the conversation you heard about the goings-on too. It was, as usual, an interesting day on USWA Championship Wrestling. Naturally, we plan to have more of the same for you next week. We do hope you will be joining us at that time for more USWA Championship Wrestling action. Until then, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.
Ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling. Today, we got Dirty Doug Gilbert and the Dirty White Boy set to go in the opening match of the day. So we start off with tag team action. Then coming up, a special event. The King will be in here going against MC Jammer in what should be an interesting single match. Following that, Jeff Jarrett is scheduled today. Nightmare Danny Davis will be here to go against him. That should be an interesting match to see. The Secret Weapon of Downtown Bruno. Don't know a lot about him, but supposed to be introduced in a match here later on today. And then the main event, Brickhouse Brown will be teamed up with Joey Maggs to go against the team of the Internationals. It looks like a very full day for USWA Wrestling. You stay with us. We'll be back with that opening match in just a moment. They are set to go here against some rugged competition. Leading the way, Dirty White Girl. There is Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy. Dirty Doug Gilbert. Yeah, they're wearing the USWA World Tag Team Championship belts around their waist, no doubt about it. Dirty Doug Gilbert and the Dirty White Boy. This is a non-title match today. Todd Morton and Ben Jordan looking for a win, though. As we have said many times in the past, even in a non-title match, you get a win against the champions, and all of a sudden, folks look at you in a different light when it comes to scheduling championship matches. Todd Morton starting for his team. Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy, starting for his. Go, Todd, go, says the crowd. Whoa, look at this. Tony Anthony with a right fist and now a forearm. Going to try to whip Todd Morton across the way into the corner, but Todd reversed him out of there, got him with a good drop kick. Look at the flying head scissors, and he rolls Tony Anthony down. Doug Gilbert in to try to help out. He was summarily dismissed by Todd Morton. Sent him flying out of there. Dirty White Boy now oversteps through the rope. That meant a break. Referee called the break. Todd Morton backed away. Nice clean one. Dirty White Boy, Dirty Doug Gilbert, after a conference in the corner. Here comes Doug Gilbert. Doug says, I got him where I want him, no problem. Think again, Doug. Whoa, well, maybe so. He hit him with that shoulder, but Todd Morton waits. Rolls him over there as he came off the rope. Nice move, Todd Morton. Todd Morton with a bit of encouragement from his partner, Ben Jordan, who's watching all of this over in the corner. Doug Gilbert, he got him with a fist there, right hand, no doubt about that. Look out. Slams the head into the turnbuckle over in their corner. Dirty White Boy takes the tag and comes in. Nice balance. Todd Morton paying attention to what's going on. He got him in the midsection with a boot. And now he's over to his corner and has made the tag on Ben Jordan. They set him up. They double chop him as he comes off of there. Count is one. Oh, he had him almost for a 2 count. And now Tony Anthony is saying, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's slow this down a little bit. Back into the action. Ben Jordan back on the rope. Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy. Whoa, Ben leaps over, and Tony Anthony gets hit with a drop kick. Anthony, a little bit thrown off his balance by this team of Todd Morton and Ben Jordan. Boy, they've looked good against rugged competition here. How rugged? Well, they have the World Tag title. That's how rugged they are. Oh, Dirty White Boy, getting that left arm stretched out. Back Todd Morton into the turnbuckle while he's got him in the corner. Whoa, he was gonna wheel him across the ring, and again Todd reversed it, but this time he went in too quick. Dirty White Boy, there's a veteran wrestling. Todd made one small mistake. Tony Anthony is trying to take full advantage of it right now. He makes the tag. Doug Gilbert drops in, and now comes in. That was a fist. Doug picks him up by the hair. Todd Morton body slam. Morton over near the corner, a Dirty White Boy and Doug Gilbert, and now they double team as they make the exchange. Dirty White Boy picks him up in the air and slams him. Now Tony Anthony, whoa, drops down with the arm, but Todd was gone. He had moved. Todd flips over to the corner, makes the tag on Ben Jordan. Jordan having to battle both of them. Doug Gilbert came in uninvited. Now all 4 of them in the ring. Ben Jordan, Tony Anthony going at it. Ben's around behind Tony Anthony. Rolls the shoulders down. The referee's not looking. He's trying to get Todd Morton back out. Meanwhile, Doug Gilbert nailed Ben Jordan. Now count is 1, 2. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Count at 3, but it's cold on Ben Jordan. Ben had Tony Anthony's shoulders down. Could he have held him for the count of 3? I don't know. It looked like maybe he could have. But the referee was trying to get Todd Morton back outside and get it back to 1 against 1 in the ring. Meanwhile, Doug Gilbert comes in, smacked Todd Morton in the top of the head, and that allowed Tony Anthony to roll him up for a 3 count. 1, 2, 3, and the team of the Dirty White Boy, Dirty Doug Gilbert, and Dirty White Girl over in their corner are victorious in this non-title match. Well, they were involved in a match earlier against Danny Davis and Brickhouse Brown as they celebrate their victory right there. Let's take a look at the videotape and pay particular attention to Dirty White Girl and the ending of the match. Watch.
Fires him into the ropes. Brickhouse, leverage off the ropes. Lion pressed him. Getting down for the count, but the Dirty White Girl up on the ring just sprayed something in Brickhouse's eyes. Sometimes Marisol can just sprayed it right into the eyes of Brickhouse Brown. 3, that's gonna be it.
Well, right there.
Well, Dave Brown, you know, this week has been a real hard and tough week for us because we've gone through half of the top 10 list that we had out here last week. What about that Don and Al Green? They've been real tough this week, haven't they? They almost beat us, but couldn't get the job done, could they? Could not get the job done, not 1 ounce.
Look, I know you've still got the belts. I know you won the $5,000.
Because you know why we still got the belts? Because nobody in professional wrestling can beat us. I'm talking nobody, baby. And you know, Dave Brown, what's killing a lot of people is, see, we are the Memphis Mafia. We are, nonetheless, the USWA World Tag Team Champions. We do take care of business. You get down to people like this. What's his name? Barricade Brown, Brickhouse Brown. What's his name? Danny Dance. Sweet Georgia Brown. Sweet Georgia Brown.
You know who they are.
That's it. We got guys like these people, but what do? We take care of business, and that's what it boils down to. That's why we're carrying these out here. And you know what?
I want to talk about the way that match...
You know what, Dave Brown? Just be quiet. I got something to say. I can't wait till next week, because next week there's going to be crowning of the new king around here. Because after...
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. After he gets through with Jeff Jarrett, there will be a crowning of a new king. The biggest day in professional wrestling. Right here next week, we will see a big change in things. Right, Tony Anthony? That's right, baby. And you know what? What do you think about that money, baby?
Boy, do I know how to spend money, or do I know how to spend money? You know, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, come to me last week, and he told me that if I could get that $5,000, that he would give me half of it. Well, he is a man of his word, let me tell you. I got that money, and I have been on a shopping spree like you wouldn't believe.
What you gonna buy me?
My birthday's coming up next Saturday, and I think I just got me a new red car, but I think I'm gonna buy me another one. I think I'm gonna have my nails done, and I'll take White Boy here and Dirty Doug Gilbert here, and I'll take them to the gym and let them work at the gym.
We done got everything.
I want to talk, well, maybe these guys can help us out. Here come Brickhouse Brown and Danny Davis, and maybe they can talk a little bit about the way that match ended.
First of all, let me tell you something. I'm sick and tired of you messing with me in my matches. Hey, you want to start something you can't finish, you come on and bring it on. We did that last year, baby. Now, look, you have been messing around with me for the last month.
Get your finger out of my face.
You lucky, that's all I'm sticking in your face. But let me tell you something. I got the woman for you. You think you the queen of cool, huh? Well, I got a female, Danny Davis. I'm going to tell you something right now. She been on the shopping spree, Dave Brown. Oh, yeah. Hey, let me tell you something right now. You've been on a shopping spree, right? Well, you better shop. Yeah, right. I'm going to get in your face. I'm going to bring her out here later on, and I'm going to introduce her to the people. Dave Brown. I tell you what, Danny, she been on a shopping spree, right? Yeah. Well, she better shop for a new butt. Because she gonna need one. Because you got the queen of food. Right. You got the woman, and he's gonna bring her out here a little later, and she is fine because I've seen her. That little lady is in for a big surprise. I'm gonna tell you right now, she gonna be on her like white on rice and everything that ain't nice. Like a collar on a dog, like him on a fat country home. You know it. I'm telling you right
Gonna bring her out here a little bit later. We'll be looking. All right. We'll be back here with more in a moment. Don't go away.
7 great matches at USWA Championship Wrestling Wednesday night at the Evansville Coliseum. Opening up, Joey Max takes on Todd Morton. Then Max becomes special referee as Danny Davis, the Nightmare, takes on Dirty Doug Gilbert. Brickhouse Brown takes on the Dirty White Boy with the Dirty White Girl. Fabiano has to beat Jamie Dundee in 10 minutes, or Jamie gets 5 minutes with Tojo. It's a special event. Jamie Dundee, with Bill Dundee in his corner, takes on Sheik Fabiano, seconded by Tojo Yamamoto. A revenge tag team battle, 2 versus 3. Superstar Bill Dundee and Wildside Chris Champion battle Sheik Hussein, the Great Samurai, and Downtown Bruno. Southern heavyweight title match, no time limit, no disqualification. Title versus Gilbert's hair. It's Jeff Jarrett versus Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Main event, USWA World Heavyweight Championship. Jerry the King Lawler puts the gold belt on the line against the secret weapon of downtown Bruno. And this Thursday night, Campbellsburg, Indiana, the USWA is headed your way, 7:30 at West Washington High School. Save $1 on advance tickets, and we'll see you Wednesday night at the Coliseum.
Before I talk about this Wednesday night, I'd like to say hello to all the people in Campbellsburg, Indiana. I'll see you Thursday night at 8 p.m. Now let's talk about Wednesday night. That's right, Eddie Gilbert. You've signed the contract, and you know the stipulations exactly. No time limit, no disqualification, anything goes, my title against your hair. Now, Gilbert, you're so obsessed with being Jerry Lawler and trying to make a name off of him. You're so obsessed with trying to be like Jeff Jarrett and trying to make a name off of me that you want this Southern heavyweight title so bad, and it's eating at you so bad inside, you'll do anything at any cost. And one thing you did that was a mistake was put your hair on the line. Because this Wednesday night, when we get in there, like I said, anything goes. No time, no DQ. Gilbert, you better get ready, because I've worked long and hard to hold on to this belt, and I'm going to do everything in my power to do it. Wednesday night, you're going to be ball-headed, and I hope I walk out with this title.
Well, we have a special event schedule right here. The King is due in to go against a wrestler named MC. I want to try to catch the King on the way to the ring, though, before we get the action underway and get a comment or two from him. He has the World Unified title securely around his waist. That's not an easy thing to do, though, as he has really had some tough competition in the last several days for that, and other things, too. King, welcome.
Hey, Dave, good to be back out here. A lot of things going on. Is this the first time I've been back? No, this is not the first time I've been back.
I was just talking how tough it is, though, to keep that belt on with the competition you've been facing.
Well, that's exactly right. You know, you have to go do a lot of traveling. That's the toughest thing. A lot of people ask me, do you ever get tired of wrestling? That's, you know, but we've both been around here a few years. The funny thing is that you don't, at least I don't. I've never gotten tired of the wrestling at all, but sometimes the traveling that goes with it starts to take a toll on you. A lot of times, you really, if you look at it, like a 20-minute match is like a long match, but sometimes you might spend 20 hours getting to and from that 20-minute match. Next week, or at least November the 9th and 10th, I'm wrestling up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I'll spend, literally like 24 to 36 hours on that one trip to wrestle maybe, 20 or 30 minutes. So that does start to take its toll, but as long as the wrestling is still fun and it's just as exciting and the fans are as much fun as it was the first day I ever stepped in a ring, I'm going to try to hang in there as long as I can.
All right.
I want to talk a little bit about a couple of things. One thing that is real exciting before I talk about my match, have you got a 1-900 number yet, Dave?
No, I don't.
You don't? Well, you better get one about the weather and all that kind of stuff, because now I have got one, and I want everybody out there to get a pencil. If you want, get a pencil and paper over here and write this number down. If you could, we can show it on the screen right there. It's 1-900-654-5464. That's the new, as you can see, the King Jerry Lawler's hotline, Dave. Now, we got all sorts of information on there. We got stuff on there about upcoming matches. We got information on there. A lot of people ask me about what I think about other wrestlers and that sort of thing. If you want to know, all you got to do is call that number right there, and I'm going to tell you all my views on all of these other, even guys like Sting and Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair and all these guys. I'll tell you what I think about all these guys. Plus, you can also, a lot of people say, how can they get in touch with me, leave me a message? You can also call that number and leave messages for me on there, too.
Oh, okay.
So it's all sorts of things. Just call it, and it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm kind of excited about that. And as we said, I got a match coming up here in just a second with one of Downtown Bruno's guys. And then I've got a title match coming up this week against somebody that he's calling the Secret Weapon.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's going to have him out here on the show a little bit later, and we're going to see exactly what he's talking about as far as this Secret Weapon goes, because all I've heard so far is that he's supposed to be the biggest and baddest guy that Downtown Bruno has ever managed. So we're going to get him out here a little bit later and see what's happening with him.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to seeing him, too. Good luck in the match coming up.
Right now, we're going to the ring, okay?
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, the King headed for the ring right now. Non-title match here. Going against, as he says, someone out of the Downtown Bruno stable. His name is MC Jammer. And we wait to see him right now. Oh, my goodness. Here he comes, riding Downtown Bruno on his shoulders. Wearing the mask, MC Jammer. We know that, Bruno. Can we get him in the ring, if you don't mind? Bruno dismounts here.
Dave?
Yeah.
This right here, brother, is MC Jammer. This is downtown Bruno's latest find, greatest find. Look at that body. Look at this man. That will bring tear to a glass eye right here, brother. Do you think Jerry Lawler has a Chinaman's chance, one chance in a million of beating this man? I don't think so. And the reason that I've got him wearing a mask is because he's so good looking. All these ugly looking women around this area would all leave their husbands and everything.
Can you get him in the ring and let's get the match underway? Downtown Bruno out here running his mouth while MC Jammer is posing for the camera. Meanwhile, the King is just waiting patiently in the ring. Finally, we've got Jammer up in the ring. And as soon as we get the signal from referee Jerry Calhoun, we will be underway with a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Well, Bruno over taunting the King. There we go, one fall, 10-minute time limit. Well, crowd chanting "Weasel, Weasel" as downtown Bruno. You can see him over there around trying to harass the King. But the King, of course, having none of that, he's going to pay attention to this. MC Hammer, look at this guy, continues to pose. He's almost oblivious to the fact that he is going against the world champion. Whoa. Well, he all of a sudden nails him with a big forearm. And now, kicking him. Picks Lawler up. Smacked him with a right fist. No pretense about an open hand. I mean, he just had the fist doubled up and hit him. Bruno's holding Lawler back in the corner. There's the King on one knee.
Like Mama says, and Lawler knows right now, brother, it be that way sometimes.
How about staying in the corner where you belong? Sit in that chair right there and leave the action alone instead of interfering and holding Lawler back in the corner like we saw you do there a minute ago.
Trying to help him up. And by the way, Dave, I've got this big mystery man coming up, that secret man for Lawler. And Lawler has no idea who it is. But I'm going to tell you something right now, Dave. He's going to be very surprised when a guy even bigger than MC Jammer comes along. A guy that's even a better wrestler. And MC Jammer's great. The guy's even better than MC Jammer. He's way better than Lawler. My secret weapon. That's going to be the end of Jerry Lawler.
Well,
no more championship. And I bet you're dying to know who it is.
Let's wait till the end of this match, and then we'll let you introduce the secret weapon when the match is over.
I'm not so sure about that, Dave. It might not be Nunya. I mean, Nunya Beeswax.
Lawler comes off there. Oh, look out. Bruno jumps into the ring on Lawler's back. I'll tell you, this guy, downtown Bruno, just, jumped right in the ring. He didn't try to hide from the referee or anything. That is automatic technical loss for his MC Jammer. Oh, look out. Bruno holding the King up. Whoa! Lawler ducks out of the way. And downtown Bruno feels the full force of MC Jammer. And who's left standing in the ring with their hand raised? The King. Jerry Lawler, a victory over MC Jammer. Looks like he had things going his way. And then Bruno leaped into the ring. Lawler collects Bruno's little cap.
Hey, leave. Come on over here, punk. Come on over here one more time. I want you to go ahead and get your secret weapon out here, whoever that is. Why don't you go ahead and get him? Come on, go get your secret weapon. Let's see what he is.
All right, where's the secret weapon? It says right here, introduce his secret weapon. Bring him out here.
First of all, wait a minute, Lawler. Wait a minute. Nobody told me. I have no contract that tells me I've got to bring a secret weapon out here right now. Now, wait. I've got a question to ask you, Lawler. Did you graduate from high school?
Oh, what does that have to do with anything?
Just answer the question,
Hey, this
please.
is a wrestling show.
You say you got somebody that wants a shot at my title?
Right.
You call him the secret weapon? And what's the matter? Is he such a jerk that you won't even tell everybody what his name is and who he is? Who is it? Tell me.
None of your business. I've learned something, Lawler.
my business.
I've learned something about you. If you know who you're going to wrestle, if you know who you're going to defend your title against, you watch tapes of them. You read scouting reports. You learn how to defeat that opponent. So I've learned how to defeat you. I've got a man here. You don't know who he is, but I'm going to tell you. He graduated from high school.
I graduated from high school. Big deal. What's the joke? I mean, you know.
Were you an All-American in high school? Were you an All-American at your high school? Wait a minute, did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to Memphis State University. So.
Oh, an art scholarship. Well, the man I'm bringing, my secret weapon to take you on, went on a football scholarship. He was an All-American at a major university. Were you low? No. You were drawing pictures like a sissy. You didn't even play football, did you?
Hey, what does football have to do with wrestling, huh?
It's called toughness, physical and mental toughness. Lawler, let me ask you something. Did you ever play professional football? Did you ever play?
No, I didn't ever play professional football. So what?
My man played professional football. He was an all-pro. wait a second. Wait. What? Let me ask you something else, Lawler. How much can you bench press? How much can you bench press, Lawler?
What difference does it make?
Because I don't think you ever go to a gym. My man can bench press 741 pounds.
Sure.
5 repetitions. He's the strongest athlete in professional sports.
Well, get him out here. Let us see this King Kong, huh? Bring him out here. Let us see Wonder Boy.
You're half right. It's not Kong, but he will be the king. You know what, Lawler? This man can do anything you can do, 3 times better. He can beat you 6 times a week, twice on Sundays, and I am so confident that my secret weapon can beat you in any arena across the country, Lawler. I am so confident that I will put my hair on the line. If you beat him, you can shave me bald. If you beat him...
Wait a minute now. You got this on tape, right?
Yeah, we've got it.
This is as good a sign of country. Did you hear what this little weasel just said?
I'm not a weasel. Give me my hat.
So,
I'm not a weasel.
So you just said out of your own mouth that if your man, whoever it is, doesn't beat me and take the Unified World Heavyweight Championship from me this week, you're going to sit down in the middle of that ring and get your head shaved bald?
That's exactly right, Lawler. It's simple as this. The heavyweight championship of the world, I am so confident that my man is going to beat you and give it to me to wear around my waist that I'm willing to put my beautiful hairdo up against that belt. And I guarantee you, this hair isn't going anywhere, and I'm going to be walking around showing everybody the Unified World Heavyweight Championship, Lawler.
Let me just see if you people don't agree. This guy is already so ugly he had to have to sneak up on a glass of water to get a drink, right?
Hey, that's not too funny.
But you know what, Bruno? The only thing that would make you even uglier and make you even more repulsive looking is if that mug of yours had a bald head. You know, his head is already bald on the inside, but now it may be bald on the outside, too. And that's going to make me real happy. So, Bruno, I don't care who your secret weapon is. I don't care where he went to school. I don't care where he played football. I don't care how much he can lift, how much he can bench press, how big and bad he is. You bring him down there, brother, and you put him in the ring with a king, and I'm going to show you and him just why they call me the king this week. I don't care what I have to do. I'm telling you right now, it might get real hot in that match, Bruno. You know what they say, brother? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. So you better tell your big bad boy that your hair's on the line, because that's what it's going to be. And we're not going to have any barber do it. When this match is over, I'm going to sit your little scrawny butt down, and I'm going to shave your head myself right this week.
You're not going to do that.
Bruno's hair on the line this week in the match against whoever his secret weapon is. We're taking a break. You can leave now. We'll be back in just a moment.
7 great matches. It's USWA Championship Wrestling Wednesday night at the Evansville Coliseum. Opening up, Joey Maggs takes on Todd Morton. Then Maggs becomes special referee as Danny Davis, the Nightmare, takes on Dirty Doug Gilbert. Brickhouse Brown takes on the Dirty White Boy with the Dirty White Girl. Fabiano has to beat Jamie Dundee in 10 minutes, or Jamie gets 5 minutes with Tojo. It's a special event. Jamie Dundee, with Bill Dundee in his corner, takes on Sheik Fabiano, seconded by Tojo Yamamoto. A revenge tag team battle, 2 versus 3. Superstar Bill Dundee and Wildside Chris Champion battle Sheik Hussein, the Great Samurai, and Downtown Bruno. Southern heavyweight title match, no time limit, no disqualification. Title versus Gilbert's hair. It's Jeff Jarrett versus Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Main event, USWA World Heavyweight Championship. Jerry the King Lawler puts the gold belt on the line against the secret weapon of Downtown Bruno. And this Thursday night, Campbellsburg, Indiana, the USWA is headed your way, 7:30 at West Washington High School. Save $1 on advance tickets, and we'll see you Wednesday night at the Coliseum.
Gilbert earlier, I couldn't help but think, second-generation wrestlers, Jeff Jarrett, you think of Jerry Jarrett, of course, and his great success in the ring. And when you talk to Eddie Gilbert, I keep thinking back to one of my all-time favorite wrestlers and his father, Tommy Gilbert. Ken Wayne, think of Buddy Wayne, and this past week, Bill Dundee had to witness what had to be a father's nightmare as you and your son Jamie were involved in a match with the Internationals.
That's right, Dave, and there's an old saying, the picture tells 1,000 words. Well, I think they got the picture. If you press the button up there, you can see it. And Tojo Yamamoto, I hope you are sitting around looking at this somewhere, brother, because this is the most disgusting thing I've seen in 20 years of wrestling. So just press the button, then come back to the superstar, because I got to tell you something, Slant Eye.
Sheik Fabiano following up big elbows, goes for the pin cover. Count of 1, Jamie Dundee in there, pulls Fabiano off. Samurai and Sheik Fabiano in here double teaming on Dundee. Dundee trying to make the tag. Sheik Fabiano grabs his leg, pulls him back across the ring. Starts bombing him with those fists. Goes for the pin cover. 1, 2, count of 2, Jamie Dundee in.
Dundee has been in the ring several minutes, taking punishment from all 3 of the Internationals. Look at Dundee scoot around that ring, through the legs of Fabiano, over. He gets the tag, and here comes the King with a few American fists for the Internationals as the 2 Sheiks rams their heads together. And here comes Jamie Dundee in. Bruno gets head butted with the Samurai, and they're all in there going at it. Jamie in an airplane spin. Dundee kicks him. Look at Jamie slide over. Dundee nails Fabiano. Jamie down for the cover, and he's done it.
Jamie Dundee just sunset flip. Sheik Fabiano is coming out victorious against the Internationals. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert running in here with a set of handcuffs as Fabiano and Samurai on Dundee takes those handcuffs. Gonna put them on Dundee as Hussein keeps Lawler at bay outside the ring. Fabiano putting those cuffs up around the ropes, handcuffs Dundee. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert running around outside the ring. He's the one that brought the handcuffs in here as Tojo throws powder in Jamie Dundee's eyes. Dundee bleeding really bad in here after getting double teamed in there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened outside the ring, but they have Jamie Dundee a bloody mess. Blood squirting from his forehead where they worked him over outside the ring. They've got Dundee handcuffed.
Bill Dundee calling for paramedics. Dundee and Lawler getting Jamie out of here.
Well, absolutely disgusting situation after the match had ended, and Jamie had his hand raised.
That's right. Now, Tojo, you listen, and you listen up, punk. That boy's got the same last name I got. Yeah, he's only 19 years old. That makes him a young man, but he can talk, and he's going to come back, brother. He may be down right now, but he's not out. He was brought up the right way, brother. If he did something wrong, I spanked his backside. I don't need you going abusing the kid. If he does something wrong, I'll do it to him. Now, I brung a little piece of tape down here this morning. He's sitting home, got 20 stitches in his head. Anybody don't believe that, just call down Central Memorial and they'll tell you how many stitches the boy got. Now, he's got a few words he'd like to say to you, brother, so you better be listening up. Boy with on the end of that kendo stick or what, but you opened his head up enough to get 20 stitches in it. And when he was down at the Memorial Baptist Hospital, I had a long time to think, brother, and it was all about you. And I think the boy has a few words he wants to say to you.
Tojo Yamamoto, my daddy taught me since I was a little boy. If you ride a bike and you fall off, get back up and get on it and ride again. Well, when these stitches come out, Tojo Yamamoto, I'm coming looking for you.
Boy, Jamie, it looked like he really didn't...
Right. Looks like he was run over by a number 9 bus. Well, let me tell you something, brother. I got 2 people once part of you that don't like you as much as I do. You and that international you stand for. One's Captain Redneck, Dickie Murdoch, another one's Chris Champion. And I don't care which one it is that stands across the ring from me. I don't like you, you bald-headed little nothing. I don't like nothing you stand for. I don't like none of your boys. You get their backside out here and come and beat me up. Come on, beat me up with that kendo stick. It'll be Dick Murdoch or Chris Champion on one side of the ring, and you and Downtown Bruno and every little rat that runs around this wrestling business on the other. And I'm going to tell you, sure as hell as my name's Bill Dundee, I'm punching your lights out. I don't like you. I don't like managers. I don't like stooges. I don't like nobody that can't stand up for themselves. And if you don't like what I'm saying, bring him out here. I'm standing right here. Just me, Bill Dundee, all by his lonesome. Come on, you little slant-eyed Jeff. Bring both them cheeks. Downtown Bruno, come on. Get out here, boy. I'm right here. Come on. Get up in the ring right now. And if nobody else likes it, you get up here. Hold that left man.
Oh, Bill, they're not...
Come on, boy.
I don't think they're coming out here.
There's no help. Just me. No, you ain't coming, you gutless little wonder. That's just like when you took on Pearl Harbor. We was all sleeping when you flew them over. But I ain't sleeping now, you jerk. Get out of here. That was my son. My flesh and blood you busted over. 20 stitches in his head. Come on, do it to me, you punk.
Let's take a break, Bill. I know you're upset. We'll be back here in just a moment. Trying to take a couple of minutes to review the USWA Top 10 challengers for the World Championship belt. Here comes a man right here who has the Southern Heavyweight title, Jeff Jarrett, and he's got a match coming up. But before we get the match underway, if Jeff will stop by the desk here, we'll kind of review this Top 10 list. Jeff, come on over, if you will. Southern Heavyweight title securely around your waist, I see. Good to have you here today.
I'll set it right here, Dave.
All right. That's what folks are shooting for on their way to the World Championship belt, which, of course, is still held by Jerry Lawler. But whoever holds this belt right here, the Southern Heavyweight title, has always in this area been considered the #1 contender. Right now, that's you. You're still at the top of the list.
Well, Dave, I'd just like to say I'm glad to be there. The support of the fans has helped me out a lot, and I sat in the back and looked over this list of top 10, and that's 10 tough wrestlers right there.
You're right. Let's kind of run down the list for the fans first, if you may. Number 10 this week is Mean Mark Callis. Now, Mean Mark took quite a drop. He was ranked number 5 last week, but this week fell all the way to number 10.
Well, when you don't show up for your matches, you can't expect to stay in the top 10.
That's very true, and that's what happened, and he lost some matches to Lawler, too, which didn't help him at all. Ricky Steamboat is ranked number 9.
Ricky Steamboat, what can you say? He's a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, a WWF Champion, and I know one thing. It's going to be a tough match if I ever have to wrestle him.
You're right. Dick Slater is ranked number 8. He's up from number 9 last week.
He's a former champion. Dick Murdoch, he's coming in. He's an awful tough competitor. You got superstar Bill Dundee. Last week he was 5, but me and Bill were talking about this in the back. Yeah. The only reason he dropped, I heard, is because he's now concentrating on tag matches. He didn't lose any matches.
That's exactly right.
He wanted me to get that point out.
He dropped from 4 to 6, not because he lost matches, but you can't move up on the singles chart when you were wrestling in tag team events, and that's all that happened to Bill.
And one guy that did drop, Bill didn't. The reason Eddie Gilbert dropped is because he hasn't been able to take this belt away from me, and he's got his day coming, I can assure you that.
He is ranked number 5, down from number 3, which I'm sure is a tremendous disappointment to him. Number 4, Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam, he travels all over the world, as does the number 3 ranking, Dr. Death Steve Williams. They travel all over the world, Japan, in Europe, Australia, all over the world, and they're number 4, number 3 on this list, and those 2 guys are big and bad.
You're absolutely right. And the number 2 contender is still right in there. Number 2 last week, number 2 this week, Terry Funk. What a tough one he is.
Well, Terry Funk, I've just heard this morning, he's issued a challenge not only to myself, but to Jerry Lawler, and he wants a shot at either one of us, and he says we're no problem for him, and he'll take us both on in one night. You know how Terry Funk is. He's crazy. He'll do anything at any time, so... that guy's crazy.
He's to be reckoned with down the road, no doubt about it. Jeff, thanks for stopping by. I know you got a match. Didn't want to take your concentration off of that. I'll let you get to the ring right now, and we will talk to you later, and hang on to that Southern heavyweight belt there. Good luck to you. All right, this, by the way, is a non-title match that we have coming up here today. Referee Jerry Calhoun, I see arriving. This should be a most interesting match. Got a couple of guys that we like to see wrestle. Here comes Nightmare Danny Davis out. Yeah, okay, Danny. You've got a match against Jeff here.
That's exactly right. You know, Jeff, I'd like to say something. I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to wrestle you here on today's program. You know, I consider you a friend. I consider you a great athlete, a very good wrestler, but I want you to know something. I'm coming in that ring as a friend, but as your opponent. I'm going to wrestle you hard. I'm going to wrestle you fair. I'm going to be aggressive, because if I'm able to beat you, that'll place me in this top 10 list, and that will just please me like I've never been pleased before. But I want you to know, I'm coming in there to wrestle you fair and square, but I'm coming after you, Jeff.
Danny Davis, former Nightmare, says we're going to wrestle fair and square. It's a scientific match. That's the kind we like to see. And here comes Jeff Jarrett out of the corner. They kind of shake hands in the middle of the ring as we get underway. Jeff Jarrett going against Nightmare Danny Davis. This is, remember, a non-title match, but Danny Davis correctly points out that if he can beat Jeff, even in a non-title match, he would be in the top 10 contenders. Ken Wayne, another former Nightmare, former partner of Danny Davis, is joining us at the table. Ken, I see you have the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship belt slung over your shoulder there.
Yeah, I've had it for a long time, Dave, and I thought I'd come back in here and give everybody a chance to see me and maybe defend it.
Hey, all right, yeah.
But I want to tell you real quick, I'm real interested in seeing this match here, because, you know, Danny and I were partners for a long time, and Danny's forte is more tag team wrestling than single, but he's done pretty well for himself as a single also.
He has indeed, but you're exactly right. He is primarily a tag team wrestler. Jeff, on the other hand, is primarily a single wrestler, although either of them can do tag team or single wrestling. That's exactly right. Jeff is more the specialist in single wrestling.
That's true, but you notice Danny there did a good float over and went right to the arm. Danny's kind of like I am, because we were tag team for 8 years. So Danny, I know, will go after an arm or a body part and stick with it. You know, I taught him that, you know, after 8 years.
Oh, my goodness. You're not implying it took you 8 years to teach him that, though, I know.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to teach Joey Maggs some of these things now, you know.
Well, that's true. He's kind of taken Joey Maggs under his wing and is teaching him how to wrestle tag team, as a matter of fact.
Well, you know, I hope he can do it, because, you know, Joey needs all the help he can get. You know that, don't you?
Well, I don't know. Joey's given a pretty good account of himself, Ken. I know you haven't seen him wrestle probably as much as we have, but he starts out being a pretty good wrestler.
Well, he starts out being pretty good, but to be successful in the sport of pro wrestling, you have to be great. Kind of like I am holding this belt, you know. Well, I've had it for 2 years, Dave.
You've had it for a long time. You're exactly right. You've had it for a long time, and you deserve to be confident about continuing to hold it, and proud of the fact that you do hold it. I can't take that away from you.
Oh, good move there by Jeff.
That was a great move by Jeff. Danny Davis, shoulders down, count of 2. Could not get a 3 count.
You know, one thing Danny's lacking, one reason he's not in the top 10, or the reason he's not holding the title like I am, is that he doesn't have that killer instinct that we used to have when we were a team.
Shoulders are down, count is 1. Whoop. Jeff could not hold him for a 3 count. Springs off the ropes. Danny kept him rolling. Count is 2. Oh, Jeff kicks out at the 2 count. Danny steps over. Jeff leaps over. Look at these two guys. Oh, my goodness. They were both leaping and ran head-on into each other.
Both. It looks like Danny hit himself in the mouth there.
Yeah, I think he did.
He may have lost a tooth there. I'm not sure.
Danny and Jeff, both of them down. Referee tolling the count. Danny on his feet. Oh, look out. Doug Gilbert trips Danny Davis. That's going to end it right there in a technical loss. And Jeff Jarrett is cheering Danny Davis on. Well, what a great match they had going. Look out behind, Jeff. Eddie Gilbert.
I'll be back in a minute. I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, Dave.
What? You're not going to go in and help him, Ken? I think it's going to require some help here to get this one started. Look at Eddie Gilbert with a chair, folded chair across the back of Jeff Jarrett. Danny Davis in to try to help Jeff. And Eddie Gilbert, hot stuff, nailed him with a chair, too. Dirty Doug Gilbert from outside working on Danny Davis. Sam Lowe. Danny slammed into the table. Doug Gilbert's got him cut open here. See if we can get some help out here. Boy, Ken Wayne just left. I was hoping Ken was on his way to the ring to help out Danny and Jeff and get Hot Stuff and Dirty Doug and Sam Lowe out of here, but he left. Maybe he's going back to get help. Send somebody out. Oh, my goodness. I just now saw what happened. Eddie Gilbert spraying Jeff Jarrett with yellow paint off of his back. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Sam Bass Lowe enjoying themselves there with a can of yellow spray paint at Jeff Jarrett's expense as they had him 2 against 1, 3 against 1 if you count the metal chair. Finally, they head on out of here. Jerry Calhoun over to help Danny Davis. And, well, I noticed that Ken Wayne never did make it back. We'll take just a moment here and kind of help these guys out, and we'll be back in a moment.
Seven great matches at USWA Championship Wrestling Wednesday night at the Evansville Coliseum. Opening up, Joey Max takes on Todd Morton. Then Max becomes special referee as Danny Davis, the Nightmare, takes on Dirty Doug Gilbert. Brickhouse Brown takes on the Dirty White Boy with the Dirty White Girl. Fabiano has to beat Jamie Dundee in 10 minutes, or Jamie gets 5 minutes with Tojo. It's a special event. Jamie Dundee, with Bill Dundee in his corner, takes on Sheik Fabiano, seconded by Tojo Yamamoto. A revenge tag team battle, 2 versus 3. Superstar Bill Dundee and Wildside Chris Champion battle Sheik Hussein, the Great Samurai, and Downtown Bruno. Southern Heavyweight title match, no time limit, no disqualification. Title versus Gilbert's hair. It's Jeff Jarrett versus Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Main event, USWA World Heavyweight Championship. Jerry the King Lawler puts the gold belt on the line against the secret weapon of Downtown Bruno. And this Thursday night, Campbellsburg, Indiana, the USWA is headed your way, 7:30 at West Washington High School. Save $1 on advance tickets, and we'll see you Wednesday night at the Coliseum.
You know, of all the cities I've ever wrestled in, anywhere I've ever went, I've always hated this town more than any. I don't call it Evansville. I call it Depressville. I hate coming here. I hate looking at you ugly women sitting on the front row. I hate looking at you fat men coming to the matches, looking at Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert as I come to the ring. And this week when you come down there, when I come out of the arena dressing room, when I come down to the ring, when I step in the ring to Jeff Jarrett for the Southern Heavyweight title, just remember, if Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert somehow were to mess up and get pinned 1, 2, 3, I will sit there right in Evansville Coliseum. Let them take the clippers. Let Jeff Jarrett trim my head. Let him shave my head bald for all you people to see. But Jeff Jarrett, in the same token, when I beat you for the Southern Heavyweight title, I'm going to go on back to the dressing room, and then I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch Jerry the King Lawler lose his World Heavyweight Championship right here in Evansville.
In the ring right now, Todd Johnson scheduled to go against Bruno's secret weapon here today, but Bruno has refused to bring the secret weapon out all day long, so instead, looks like Ken Wayne, oh boy, Nightmare Ken Wayne, jumps him from behind. This young wrestler, Todd Johnson, in here, and Ken Wayne nails him even before the bell sounds. Oh, look out. More trouble on the way. Dirty White Boy, Dirty White Girl out here.
You know, Dave, I heard Brickhouse Brown out here a while ago. He was slapping his gums together, saying that he had a surprise for us.
That's right.
Well, why don't he bring his surprise right on out here? Hey, you see the Dirty White Boy and the White Girl standing here, don't you?
You see we got a match going here, too.
Who cares? That match will be over with in no time, baby. What I want to know is, what is the surprise? He's going around slapping his gums together thinking that he's somebody.
I guess she's some slut like all the rest of them.
Well, you know
Probably
she
stands
is.
out on the street corner begging for money.
Hey, that's the only thing Brickhouse could get.
I've done ran everybody else out of this territory, and this is my playground, and I'm here to play by myself, and she is not going to come around here thinking she's somebody.
Plain and simple.
Where's she at?
You talking to the queen of cool here, baby.
I don't know where she is. I don't know where Brickhouse is right now, as a matter of. I don't even know if Brickhouse is still here. I know he has promised a surprise, though, and that's all I know.
Let him bring the surprise on out if he's got any guts.
Well, if Rick's listening right now, that'll be fine. Go ahead and bring the surprise out.
Back there under a chair or something, scared to death.
Come out here, gutless.
I think we do need to point out that Ken Wayne has won the match here over Todd Johnson while all the conversation was going on over here. And I don't know if Brickhouse is...
Turn that piece of paper over, because I don't care what's on this paper. I want to know what the surprise is. If Brickhouse is such a big man and so big and bad, why don't he come out here, face me man to man, and tell me what the surprise is? Bring whatever he's got out here, because personally, I don't think he is a man. He's a boy to me.
You know it's trash.
That's all it can be is trash.
You can stand here and insult him. It says we need to take a break here on the piece of paper, but
I'm standing here insulting.
here comes Brick right here.
It showed up. It had enough intestinal fortitude to show up.
Here he comes, Brickhouse Brown. Brick, I guess you've heard.
Sweet Georgia Brown, you got something to say, sweetheart?
Yeah, I got something to say. Like I said, dirty white girl, every dog has his day. That's right, Bow Wow. I'm going to tell you something right now. I told you I had a surprise because you thought you was the queen of cool, right? Yeah. I'm tired of you messing with me. My woman tired of you messing with me. I'm going to tell you something right now. And I got a surprise for you. I told you. She was going to be here. And you didn't think she was going to show up, didn't you? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to save your life. If you leave the country right now, you might can live. Don't get your hands too close. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to introduce her right now. Ladies, gentlemen, I want to bring out right now, Icy Hot.
Hey, there she is.
Hey, wait, you pick her up down here off of Union? Huh? You pick her up off of Union? That's your old lady?
Dirty white girl, I'm sick and tired of you messing with my man.
What man? You think he's a man? He's too sweet for you, honey.
Yeah, he's more man than this right here.
That's right. More man than you'll ever get.
Hey, Tramp, I've got the only man that's a tramp.
Hey!
Tony, Brick, y'all head back for the dressing room. See, get them out of here. Take them on back. We've got to take that break right now. We'll be back with you in a moment. Another one of those days on USWA Championship Wrestling. We certainly hope you enjoyed the action today. Doug Gilbert, a dirty white boy in here, defeating Ben Jordan and Todd Morton in the opening match. Then Jerry Lawler defeating MC Jammer. Throughout the whole thing, Downtown Bruno refuses to introduce his secret weapon, so we'll have to wait till the arenas to see what he looks like. Jeff Jarrett going against Nightmare Danny Davis. Jeff got the victory in that match due to a technical loss because of interference from outside. And then it was Ken Wayne stepping in place of the secret weapon to defeat Todd Johnson in the final match of the day. We hope you'll be back with us next week. We'll see you then. Until then, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.